is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet. That life is all for living and love is all for giving. So this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day.
Tuesday it is, and that means my partner in crime, my co-host this morning, Autumn Scott Hall. I want to welcome everyone to Coffee Club. Good morning, Autumn.
Good morning, Becky.
In the hot seat this morning.
Not me this time.
It's a cooking this morning, and can you smell what the rock's cooking? We have Paul Cook from MVP. So many fun things. I'm sorry, Paul. I love that. And we're so glad to have you with us. And you know, it actually took a little bit of an act of Congress to get Paul in the studio. He's such a busy and.
Let me tell you, it's hard to get a hold of anybody in MVP because they're all so busy.
Everybody's
Which
busy.
is good. That's good.
Yeah. We have been very busy.
Yeah.
Right?
Worker bees for sure.
Hard work.
Definitely.
Hey,
Autumn, let's thank our sponsors.
You know who else works hard, Becky? You took that from me. I was segueing in there.
I know.
I was segueing.
I jumped the gun over
you
here.
Did,
I
you
know.
Did. Who else works hard are our Coffee Club sponsors. NOV Healthcare, Walmart, Sound Crossing, Fisher Upland, Celebrity Home Loans, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Minnie Dunn, who was in here yesterday, and Fox Furley Wealth Management.
Yay! Thank you to our great sponsors. All right, let's see what today is. Today is the 15th day of November. Today is American Enterprise Day. That's awesome. Celebrating. America recycles. Paul, do you recycle?
We do.
Way to put him on
We try it.
I know.
Try to be as green as possible, you know.
Yeah.
ISO certified. Have all of our recycling programs for metal, cardboard, paper.
Look at you. They do.
Yeah,
They
he
do.
does.
They
He
do.
knows.
They do. I know. That's awesome. That's awesome. What about you, Autumn?
I love the thought of recycling.
Yeah.
It's the execution of it that sometimes gets me. I used to love that they had that big recycle truck down by where the bowling alley used to be.
Yeah.
Now I can't find it. So,
We do a little better as a company, but I probably do it in my house. But
yeah.
It's easy.
I did though tell my kids we're getting your cycling boots. Like that's,
Yeah.
I'm already prepping up for New Year's.
Okay.
So that's gonna be a New Year's resolution. We're gonna recycle better.
I get confused. There's some items that I get so confused on which one to put them in. You know what I mean?
Listen, you know what's really interesting though? Speaking of that, in Wisconsin they have to recycle. Like they pay for garbage pickup. You know how we pay for recycling pickup here? They pay for garbage pickup. Because they encourage recycling. I think the state of Indiana needs to get on this. Like I'm throwing this out
Michigan does too.
there. Yeah,
Oh, do they?
and
Okay.
so they don't have to separate it. They throw it all in one bag.
Oh,
So there's no separating up there on there.
that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Then I wouldn't have it because I get so confused. I'm like, well, which one will this go in? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you have the double. Like, this is it's plastic.
Decisions. I have so many. There's so many ways I could play this. You know, I'm thinking
Yeah.
I don't know which one's going to go. Okay, so hats off for those recycling. This is Clean Out Your Refrigerator Day. Paul, do you clean out your refrigerator often?
Probably not often enough.
Autumn Scott Hall?
I do every week. Every Wednesday night, the fridge gets cleaned out because Thursday's garbage day, which I don't recycle.
There you go.
There you go.
I mean,
I want to say that when I go cleaning out my refrigerator, I have a Great Dane who has his head just waiting to find out what's going to happen, what's going to be pulled from that refrigerator. Best day ever when the refrigerator day is getting cleaned out for the Great Dane. You know, he waits to see what possibly he could get.
well, this is everyone's reminder: clean out your refrigerator. Don't feel attacked. We're not judging.
No.
Clean out your
But
refrigerator.
it's crazy sometimes, like the dates on things. It's like, what? When did this go out? 3 years ago?
Are the worst.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I get some condiments and I'm like, and okay, so I think there's one in every family,
Maybe 2.
maybe two, but you have somebody who's like, oh no, we gotta go by the dates, and then you have somebody who's like, there's no mold, it's fine. I fall more into the, there's no mold, it's fine category. Like that's me. I'm like, it smells good, it tastes good. That's a sell by date, not an eat by date. We're good.
Yeah.
My husband is very, no, we're throwing this away. Like it expires in 2 weeks, we're gonna go ahead and throw it away.
That's hilarious.
Type of thing.
Yeah.
So
You guys compliment each other, but I have to say that I try to do this. When in doubt, throw it out. You know what I mean? But
yes.
You know what I mean? But I'm with you, especially like if you have it in that one ingredient for the meal. You know what I mean? You don't want to have to run to the store to get, you know what I mean?
Well, and it's like, I might use it. I might need it.
Oh, I know.
Right.
Yeah. So clean out your refrigerator day. Day of the imprisoned writer. Don't be an imprisoned writer. You know, yes.
Please let your curiosity and
Just
your
let it go.
creativity flow.
Flow. I love to write day also.
I do love to write.
Yeah.
I'm a writer at heart.
Are you?
I am. I could be a novelist that way.
You do.
Oh, yeah.
What stops you?
Hey,
Mine
look at
and
Paul.
kids.
Go
Paul's
Paul.
like, let's
Look
put you
at
on
that.
the spot.
Paul, yeah. Anyway, we got him on the spot about
Actually,
recycling.
you want to hear the story
Let's go
as
with
to
that.
why I no longer write? I will tell you. Actually, I write every day. But I was in the middle of writing a book. Because I read a lot. I love to read. And I read some of these books and I'm like, I can do that. You know. So I wrote this book and it was going really good. And it's when I was at IUS and I left my thumb drive in the computer. And when I realized, oh, I don't have my thumb drive, I went back, it was gone. And like this book was, 90% of the way down. And it was so devastating. I was like, never writing again.
What if somebody that took that maybe? What if
Published it?
they,
Oh,
yeah.
don't you think I haven't been reading books?
Somebody
You're gonna
steals your
find that
ideas.
Yes.
Were you at IUS on this date
On
at
this
this
date.
time? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was
Track 'em
devastating
down.
now.
Yeah,
'Cause
that-
it's hard
that
work.
is- no, definitely.
And like, it's harder. Like, I have things in my head that's like, oh yeah, that goes really fast. But then when you actually have to sit down and write it, it's like, man, this takes forever. Like,
Yeah.
by the time you do paragraphs and punctuation and
Yeah, yeah.
I'm an engineer at heart. Writing is not my forte.
it's okay.
Writing's not my forte any more than dancing is.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Oh,
okay.
we're going
You
to talk
write
about
with
that.
numbers.
We're going to talk about that.
Right?
I'm a numbers guy.
You write
Yeah.
with numbers.
Oh, definitely.
And
Yeah.
numbers are universal language.
They are.
Yeah. This is also Little Red Wagon Day. Love Little Red Wagon. Have fun.
I don't know.
There's a
I
song
never
goes
had
up
one.
and down in my Little Red Wagon. Okay. National Bunt Day. National,
Like
the
bunt
cake.
cakes?
Yeah.
I do love making people
Have
buns.
mercy. Yeah. Like a lemon, we could make them. Yeah. Oh, don't even. Yeah. Yeah. You like them?
I do. There's a little store that just focuses on bundt cakes.
Yeah,
But
the bundt cake, yeah.
Nothing bundt cakes.
What? Yes.
yeah.
What's your favorite flavor?
I kind of like the cinnamon coffee cake,
You can't go wrong with that.
but I try to avoid as much as possible.
yeah.
It's the holidays.
What if it just happens to be in front of you? And you're like,
Good
whoa.
thing I left the bundt cakes in the van.
Yeah.
That's okay. Everybody makes sport of putting as many things in front of me to tempt me as possible.
I
You stand
kind of heard that
firm,
before.
Paul.
That's right.
Stand firm.
It's not my strong suit.
Listen, you just call me and Becky.
Yeah.
You just be like, hey, Autumn, Becky, there are more desserts in my office. We'll come pick it up for you.
There we go.
Donuts, chocolate,
Yeah.
Yeah.
crap
call
on
us.
my desk about 5 times a week.
We will help. Yeah, we will help.
We'll come.
Yeah,
we'll
we will.
rescue
Yeah.
you.
I need the help.
Don't we all? National Raisin Bran Cereal Day.
Ooh, I love Raisin Bran, and I
Me too.
cut bananas and put bananas.
Ooh, that's good. Good.
Yeah.
I was trying to
I
think,
like
what's the
Raisin
commercial Raisin Bran? Isn't there like 2 scoops?
2 scoops, that's the
Yeah,
Kellogg.
yeah, that's what the Kellogg's Raisin Bran. Yeah, 2 scoops.
You're dating yourself. That
I
hasn't
know.
been, that hasn't been their
Why
theory
did
since
they
we were
leave that?
probably in our
There's something
20s.
to bring it back,
They
right?
should,
Yeah.
especially in today's age.
Yeah, 2 scoops. Yeah.
Yeah,
Come back strong.
I love it.
National Spicy Hermit Cookie Cake. It looks like I think it looks like it's so, I know you've had it before. It's like a little cookie that looks like, I think it looks like a hermit, I'm going to say that. It's kind of like a bumpy, and it's, there
I'm
it is.
Googling
There's the
this.
photo right there. Got it. We've had those cookies before, spicy cookies.
I don't think I
I
have.
don't think either.
Where have you guys
I think
been?
you're on your own on this one.
Yeah, you,
I don't know what you're talking
thank you for leaving me out there. Oh yeah, I'll be
Never heard of this
bringing
one.
butt cakes to you and let you just eat them all.
Spicy hermit cookies. Is it like chunky? Is that why? I don't know. I don't like, again, Becky, I don't eat anything that swims in a hermit. Reminds me
No,
of,
it's
like hermit
not.
crab.
It's like a, I think it's got like raisins and like
Ooh, it has
oats
coffee.
and-
Why have I not had this? It has coffee in
See,
it.
I'm telling you, it's a good thing. Good, yeah, you guys.
Maybe I've been missing out.
Yeah, I'm going to jump to the recipe.
Okay, so this is also, so while she's looking at the recipe up, pack your mom's lunch day. Ooh, what would you pack, Paul?
Pack your mom's lunch?
Let's just say pack Autumn and I pack our lunch. Paul, what are you going to pack? What are you going to pack for us, Paul?
I don't know. You can have I made chili, which is what I'm bringing to work for lunch every day this week.
Okay, is that with noodles or without noodles? Beans?
Yeah, Paul, I
Paul?
Not a pasta guy.
Yes!
Okay.
High
Just
five for
meat.
no juicy spaghetti.
Exactly. Absolutely. Over here too. So just the meat and
Meat, beans, jalapenos, habaneros,
Oh,
onions,
wow.
peppers,
I think I
celery,
need some of Paul's chili.
hot
that'll-
chili beans,
Yeah.
cayenne pepper.
whoa, such
I
a
love
love is
it.
on fire. Woo!
No, it's not super hot, but I like it.
Yeah.
I love to make chili. I'm not a good cook, but there's a few things I can do well.
So you're
Chili's
so
one.
that's what you pack. That'd be good.
Now,
Autumn
here's
and I
the
would
real
do it.
question. Do you do grilled cheese or peanut butter with your chili?
Peanut butter jelly.
I'm not angry.
I'm not mad about that at all. Take a bite of that. And then
I actually have...
So Autumn, what are you going to fix with Paul and I?
You're
packing our lunch?
you have your choice. You have a Greek chicken bowl in my fridge right now.
Is
Yeah,
that the kind of
leftovers.
Oh, okay. Oh, you put it in the
Leftovers.
Okay, not microwave.
I mean, yeah.
But I mean, it's,
Or I have stuffed pepper rice casserole left over. Which one you want? I'll give you a choice.
That's usually what I'm bringing for lunch. It's
Yeah.
usually what I have left over.
Leftovers.
well,
I'm
I'm
super excited about that Greek turkey bowl, chicken bowl that I made. Finally.
really good. So are Paul and I are too.
Yeah.
We're back at lunch. So I fixed the big. I got up early this morning to fix the big turkey. So you could,
Getting an early start.
For a family, yeah. So anyway, so I want to say you guys are going to get turkey sandwiches from me, okay?
With
And-
cranberry chutney.
With cranberry and all of that.
And
yes.
cheddar cheese.
Cheese, yeah.
Sounds
Cranberry
good.
cheddar
Yeah.
cheese.
I might throw in some chips for you too, okay? I don't know. Maybe a back cake to go too.
Whole
So
grain bread.
you're getting from me, okay? All right. Also, let's see here. This is also Steve Irwin Day. I love it. Crocky, didn't win that his
Crocodile.
crocodile would, but
The
it was
crocodile
like,
leather,
didn't he have like a saying like crocky?
Crikey.
Crikey.
It's
Crocky.
crikey, I
Oh,
think.
crocky tomato tomato.
Crikey.
Crikey, yeah.
Crocky.
Crikey.
Crikey.
I
Crikey.
think his daughter might still do the
Oh,
show or
she's
something.
fantastic. Yeah, she just got married. She's beautiful. I kind of obsessed with the family. I think they're beautiful, and I love. She looks so much like her dad. And then they have a son too. So yeah, he was really young when.
Her name's Bindi or
Yeah, it is
something like
Bindi.
that.
Yeah, I think you're
Remember,
right.
she was on Dancing with the Stars. So that's how come Paul knows all about her, because Paul actually participated in Dancing with the Stars.
How did I not know this?
Yeah, it was actually fantastic. He's a dancer.
No.
He is, yes he is. So let's hold me closer, tiny dance. It was so much fun, and I want to say, Paul, I am so proud of you, and I publicly want to just shout it on the mountaintops, because you stepped out of your comfort zone. No, I mean,
No,
and
that's
and
awesome.
to even get the word yes from you when you were asked, right? That right there is a huge leap for
If
mankind.
somebody asks me to dance, I'm going to be like, you don't want to see that.
So let's talk
It
about.
took more than one ask, but
You
but
are
it is
the-
a really
It
good
guilt you into it.
a little bit. But
Okay, I do want to say that Paul is with MPP, and you are the CEO. Am I saying that right? The
operations director.
Operations
I run the
director.
Campbellsburg operation.
Yes, yeah, everybody
A few
knows
other
Paul,
hats.
Paul Cook, and we're so glad to have you in the studio. But let's talk about. I do want to talk about your dancing, and let's find out a little bit. How did that come about? And tell us the story on that.
Well, I mean, it's just a really good cause, and the Breakaway House in New Albany has operated for several years down there, and I've had people very close to me that have had issues with drugs and lost someone really close to me. So I thought it was a cause worth stepping out of my comfort zone a little bit for. I think everybody that was there really got a chance to see how good of a cause it is. The women that are in the program there are just doing amazing, and the success rate of the program is twice the national average for people graduating and successfully transitioning into productive lives. And it's a big problem.
And it doesn't care who you are.
No, and accidental overdoses, the amount of fentanyl laced into drugs. I just thought it was a cause worth supporting. We raised a lot of money. I think everybody had a lot of fun, and so it was worth it.
Well, I thought to bring the attention to them and to show, because we have so many beautiful families in our community and the surrounding communities here in the Kentuckiana area here that need that. And what a blessing that this is. We need more of these, actually. This is such a blessing, and to bring the attention. And I was there And it was one of the most touching moments just to learn about this. You know what I mean? We had fun. It was entertaining, but it was also very interesting and very. I want to have them on Coffee Club and talk about their mission and what all they do, because I feel like the word needs to get out for sure.
Yeah, I mean, when they ask the question, how many people in the room have someone that's close to them or they know that's been seriously affected by drugs, and you have nearly every person in a room of 600 people standing up, kind of speaks to how serious of a problem it is.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, and then they had the young ladies, and they were absolutely beautiful, come up and share. They shared a little bit, and it was just fantastic. So, beautiful night. But let's talk about, so then, when you were asked, what went through your mind? Is, can I do this, or man, what was I thinking?
My first thought was, isn't there anyone else you can get?
Pass.
But I don't know. You know, I try to do things once in a while to step outside of my comfort zone a little bit.
I love that.
It's, you know, getting up in front of people is not easy for me in general, but I do okay if it's something I'm very confident about, you know. But doing something that I'm not so confident about in front of so many people did take a little more effort, to be honest. But it was a good experience, and it was absolutely worth it. And to have so many people there, you know, friends, family, so many people from NPD and from work that came to support me and support the cause. You know, it's a great organization, and you know, I'm lucky to be in such a good situation.
You know, and it speaks volumes of all of the people that came from NPD. I mean, to back you. I mean, you had an army there.
We had close to 50 people there.
Yeah, we were all cheering you on, and so proud of you. I'm completely, you know, I love that you stepped out of your comfort zone, and I hope that actually is a, you know, I guess a role model for those maybe that might get asked in the future. You know, sometimes you have, you know, you want to do that, and hopefully they'll say yes too. But so it wasn't just easy. I mean, you didn't get on stage and dance. You did a lot of rehearsals.
Yeah, I didn't, not as many as I should have, but it was, you know, I've been traveling quite a bit, but I got 7 out of the 10 lessons in.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, that's
And
good.
Melissa was amazing, the professional that I got paired up with.
She was beautiful.
Absolutely
She was
amazing.
beautiful, yeah.
She made it a lot of fun, and she definitely made me look better than I was.
Well, now
That's a good solid partnership.
that's exactly
right.
right. Yeah. So what about then? What was the step maybe that was a little harder than, you know? What was like one of the harder steps that you had to learn?
Oh, I don't know. Now you're going to ask me to remember names of steps.
Okay.
But I don't know. Maybe the, you know, the maneuvers transitioning back and forth with the sliding doors, and you know, having her transition back and forth and staying in time with that probably was a little bit probably a little bit of a challenge. But I wouldn't say I mastered any of them, so they were all tough.
Well, I think a lot of times we don't realize how much goes into it. You know what I mean? You watch Dancing with the Stars, you watch this, but you don't realize, I mean, how much the timing, the steps, and
3.5 minutes is a very, very, very long time.
That's like a plank holding time.
well, I was going to say that's like the Kentucky Derby, right?
Yeah.
That's more than
That
the
doesn't
Kentucky
sound very long, but when you're
No.
standing on stage and you're filling 3.5 minutes with
Yeah.
the steps, and it was plenty long enough.
Derby. So, well, you see, I love to hear the behind the scenes because we did not know that, because you were fantastic and you look wonderful. So, what about the? How did you choose the song?
She thought a rumba would fit, and she gave me several options, and I wanted a song that everyone would know and would be able to engage with, and I always liked the song Havana, so.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
fun.
yeah. And she had her hits going. She was, did she? Yeah.
She's very good.
She was, she did, yeah.
My hip would go out. I'd be like, oh.
She's very good and very smart.
Yeah.
Along with doing dancing professionally, she's a chemical engineer.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
So-
dancing is very mathematical.
Yeah.
It is, Paul. It's
Yeah.
very
Then
mathematical.
now you're making me feel worse.
No,
I
that's
should
why-
be better.
Listen, no. You did so great, and it's because dancing is mathematical, and it just came natural to you. We're always our hardest critic. Always.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
So,
You got it.
oh, he did wonderful. So it started off with the guitar. He had a guitar. So was that your own guitar? Was that
No,
Okay.
that was Jason's from work. He was kind enough to donate one for me for the night.
So how did you come up with the idea of that? The guitar?
The choreography was the owners of the studio, and
Okay.
they sat down, talked about it. You know, they just said the more you're willing to put yourself out there, and the better it goes, the more everyone has fun, and it's all about everybody having a good time. When everybody's having a good time, then people are donating more money, and it's ultimately about the charity, right?
That's
so.
true. That's right.
She said, they just said, take a few risks and just try to have fun with it. And the more you're willing to do that, the more, the better it makes the night.
Right. Well, and then, so not only did he get away from the
So wait,
guitar,
hold on. Did you play the guitar or were you dancing with the guitar?
no, he had to get.
Yeah. No, I was just sitting with the guitar. When
Wait,
she came
that's
on
the way it
stage,
started.
and got up and walked towards her.
Okay.
And then,
Great.
next thing was when he really, when the numbers, the money really went up, is when he took his shirt off. That's when everybody cha-ching, 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 right? Did everybody not scream? The whole room screamed when his shirt came off. Yeah. Yeah,
Hey.
right? I'm not trying to
There you
embarrass
go.
you, Mom,
No,
but
there
it
you
is
go.
what it is. You know what I mean?
It was
Hey,
fun. Like I said, it was
It's
kind
all
of a
for
fun
charity.
night. It was. and then the judge grabbing the shirt and putting it on. And
Oh, definitely.
Really laying it on thick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know that you get to put yourself out there, live a little vicariously.
yeah. Well, you were all in, and I love that. You know what I mean? You did, 100% full throttle. You gave it your all, and I thought that was fantastic. So,
Yeah, and a lot of people there donated a lot of money.
yeah.
I ended up raising $7,500. So
That's a lot
Wow.
of money. That is,
That's amazing.
especially right now with this economy. I mean, you know what I mean? And to give to them, that's wonderful.
great.
Yeah, it is. That is a lot of money for sure. So, there were how many contestants? I can't remember. 8. Okay, yeah. So it was a fun night. It was a great night, a fun night, and I sat with your table, and those ladies, they have a ball. All of the things that they were coming up with, you know what I mean? They were taking roses and wrapping $20 or $10 bills around them, you know what I mean? I think Kim was making a whole bouquet with money. And
it was,
yeah.
it was great. And the waitress for the MPP tables was amazing.
Oh,
when I
wasn't
gave her
she-
those roses, she just almost cried. It
That
was
was great.
It was.
She was all about it. Yeah,
She was having fun.
She was so much, and yeah, you really, that was good. That was real good. Well played. That was good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, she was so excited, but she was so into the dancing too.
Oh yeah, I mean she was
so-
big time into it.
Yeah, so fun night, and hats off to Caesars for hosting that, and for everybody involved. And so I guess so. The next year, anybody, whenever they start, looking for people, you might want to, step out of your comfort zone and do it. And it's probably one of those things that you'll ever be special in your heart.
Yeah, I mean I definitely won't forget it.
Neither will we. Yeah. No, I think it's true. Yeah, and that's good. That's good, and I think that's a good role model for sure.
I'm impressed I only took 7 practices. Way to go, Paul.
I know.
20 would have been much better.
Yeah, but
But really, 7 practices is not very many.
That's not a
No.
lot.
No.
I briefly danced in high school, briefly, and I'm impressed. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
he was good. He did. Yeah.
We got through the steps. I will just to say that.
I think you're not giving yourself enough credit.
Well, and she was all over. I mean, she was like, she was doing her,
She's
her moves.
amazing.
She had her moves going, and he was staying right there with her. You know what I mean?
That's
So, yeah, I'm impressed with 7. Yeah, that's very good. But, and what a great charity and fantastic. Hats off. All right, Paul, let's find out a little about yourself and tell us a little about you and how we got you and how our community landed with such a awesome man. So,
I don't know how to start with that one, but
okay.
But yeah, I've been with MPP here for since April of 2020, so about a year and a half now. Been in powdered metals forever. Worked a lot of years at the GKN plant here as well. Came back from a couple of years in California with one of the aerospace plants out there, and the loss I was talking about earlier was a little tough, and just wanted to get back. Didn't want to be that far away from home. So this was an opportunity to come back home and to be, part of a great organization. And, it is an organization where people genuinely support each other. And it felt amazing the way everyone reacted to this, and to have that many people there. And I don't think everyone has the opportunity to work in an environment that is quite that way. And it really is a family environment. People step up for each other. They do things for each other. It's rarely 2 weeks go by that there isn't something going on in the plant to support somebody who needs a little bit of lift for one reason or another. Seems like there's just no shortage of tragedies lately.
That's true.
And it's really been great. I enjoy leading the plant. I think we've really started to turn the operation around. We're growing. We're more successful than the plant's been in 15 or 20 years, and we're on a good path. And hopefully we can keep all of that moving in the right direction.
Well, and even being able to grow it in this economy, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, we've grown almost 20% in the last 2 years.
Right. Yeah, that is quite a bit. And I do want to say that you guys are always doing something. From starting the school, you had all kinds of school supplies. Everyone donated. You donate for all kinds of extras that like you said, or if somebody needs help. I mean, you really are a family, and a close-knit family out there.
We had, for our toy drive last year, there were more toys donated than we have employees.
Isn't that a blessing?
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was, like I said, a lot of people with big hearts.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. And also to this day, like Autumn said, to keep it going. But like during COVID, I mean, we've gone. This has been hard. A few years on businesses.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a tough environment, and an environment with a lot of opportunities both right now.
And I think that's the key part. I think it's your perspective on it. And that's the important part.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to. It doesn't do any good to focus on anything but the opportunities.
Somebody put that on the coffee cup.
I like that.
No,
We got a T-shirt.
You just have to set yourself up to succeed.
Yeah.
To figure out what you can do that creates differentiation, and engage as many people as you can in being the best you can. It is a tough environment to succeed right now, and you have to figure out what you're good at, expand that list of what you're good at, make a difference in the eyes of your customers. And you can win in today's environment, but I think it's certainly harder than it was 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Your relationships with employees, your relationships with the community, your relationships with your customers all matter. And you have to get it all right in today's environment to really succeed. And we're fortunate that we've gotten a few things right here recently, and we've got a few nice wins, and we're lucky to be growing and hiring when a lot of people aren't.
Yeah. I know Kim's going to be saying, please, yes, you are hiring. We need to make sure we're hiring. Yes.
Listen, Paul and I are writing a book, and it's going to be called "You Can Succeed in This Environment."
You can succeed. I'm going to read that.
That's okay, I will. You just give me all the... But that's, we preach to our kids your attitude, your, negativity can pull you down. Positivity will pull you up, regardless of circumstances.
Yeah.
You have to decide in your mind, and that is very important. That we're not. I love that you said that. It's harder now than what it was. You're not discounting the fact that this is a difficult time, but circumstances don't determine. So I love that.
Right. And I think the atmosphere too, that keeps it, and I think you guys really work hard, and you stay very much involved in the community, but also your atmosphere, in the actual plant itself is really up.
Well, I think it's always a challenge, right? I mean, going in and working in a dirty, hot environment, in manufacturing isn't always the most fun. So it's not the easiest environment. So we have to do what little things we can. Kim's amazing. She does a lot of things that that kind of make people smile. And you have to do some things like that because it's not an easy job to come in and do every day. But we have a lot of very skilled people that do some amazing work, and it's part of why we, this plant's had the success it's had over the years. We're really fortunate right now. We've had quite a few, retirees come back and work 15 or 20 hours a week. And when you can get someone that already has that kind of knowledge and experience, it's a real benefit. We're fortunate that we've got as many people as we do that, want to come in, want to fill a little bit of their time, and I think that's some of the most successful hires we've had in the last couple of years is some of the people coming back in those kinds of situations. Love to have people that we can give that kind of opportunity, and we benefit from it tremendously.
Well, I think how many, I can't remember, because I remember hearing them talking about how many years a lot of people have been. I mean, you have a lot of
40-year plus.
I know.
We still have people that are in their 70s.
That speaks volume. I mean,
It does. I'm thinking it.
Drop the microphone right there. I mean, to stay at a place and to be there that long and to be a part, it is a family.
No, absolutely. But like I said, I'd love to have even more of the, I'd love to make even more hires of, people that have retired or, just looking for. I mean, in all honesty, they're some of the best hires that you can make in today's environment. So,
And a good work ethic.
yeah, they naturally care. They have the knowledge. They've kind of been there, done that. And I think anybody that's fortunate enough to be able to bring some of those people back into the workforce is benefiting from it.
I agree, definitely. So, on the job opportunities, are there all different shifts, or what's usually the kind of?
Well, it's a manufacturing environment, right? So day shift's always is the place most people would like to be. So a good percentage of the opportunities are certainly on the off shifts. But we work, especially with part-time people and things like that, we're pretty flexible with the schedules, and anybody that can come in and fill a role and make a difference and can fit within the organization, we try to make those things work.
I mean, so you have the different shifts.
We work, the shifts are basically midnight to 8 to 4, and 4 to 12.
Well, but for some it might work out better that way, and so it's nice to know the availability of some, and there are some night owls who like that night shift, you know what I mean?
And we have people that work just 10 hours a day, 2 or 3 days a week. We have people that work split shifts. We have we've even talked to people about just working a few hours on Saturdays or on afternoons. It's it's very difficult to do that with a new hire that you have to train. But when you have the benefit of people that already have that knowledge and experience, it makes it very easy, to be flexible, and you can create situations that are good for them and good for us.
Well, you see sometimes people retire, and then they don't really want that commitment of the job. They're retired, but then they want a little bit of needing something to do.
And I think that's part of it. They want to be busy.
Yeah, right. And maybe they have a little extra time, so that works out perfect then.
Yeah, and they get to use their knowledge and experience.
For sure. Well, I think that's awesome. That's wonderful. So, will you be taking off for Thanksgiving, or are you going?
Yeah, but we'll be down all 4 days.
Oh, 4 days. Okay.
Yeah, we're yeah.
So, are you going to let the girls go Black Friday
shopping?
shopping?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, are you allowing Black Friday shopping? Yes.
It won't be me, but anybody else can do it that wants.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. So Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, we haven't had mandatory overtime on a holiday weekend in the whole time I've worked there.
Okay.
I think people need a break, and
we love that. Well, that's wonderful, and that's good for families too.
it's just it's not to say that there'll never be a situation that we have to do something like that again, but it's very much our job to make sure that we avoid it.
Right. But if it was an order or something, you had to do it. Yeah.
I mean,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
But so far, if we've had these kinds of situations, we've had situations where, we needed a few people have volunteered, and we haven't had to mandate anybody to be there that didn't want to
right.
be there.
And some like it because it's maybe, a little quieter, just a little bit more.
Yeah. And, double time plus holiday pay.
That doesn't hurt either.
No, that wouldn't.
I mean, you give me
You
double
got my
time
ears
plus
perked up.
holiday. It's
My
gonna be
ears.
a good Christmas.
Yeah, I would say my ears are perked up. Yeah, that would be good.
I love it. So you guys are running 7 days a week then, typically.
We work much, much later than we did. We're starting to get, the weekend overtime reduced. And we are still working. The plant's operating 7 days a week, but the number of people in there on Sundays is down considerably.
Okay.
Just very much, just critical operations where we're, tight on capacity or orders are really, really strong. Pretty limited.
So what is an order? I mean, what exactly? Can you explain it a little bit? I mean,
It's not a Big Mac and French fries.
I know.
Becky loves her Big Mac.
I'm sure at one point or another you've been in either the Salem plant or the MVP plant.
I think yes.
It's but basically the process is you start with atomized iron. It's compacted into near net shape components, so that require very little finishing. It looks, when it comes out of the die, it looks very much like the part that somebody's eventually going to buy and use. But it has to be sintered it's delubricated and then bonded, so the individual particles are welded to each other through a sintering operation, and then you end up with a part, depending on the density, that's anywhere from 75 to 90% of the strength of a wrought steel part that you would cast or forge.
I love that.
Forging this.
Forge on, Paul. Go
I mean, I
ahead.
don't
So
like
no, we
forgery
got-
in my line of work, but
We do some of the tightest tolerance, highest precision components that are produced in the industry. That's what this plant's been known for many years. A lot of parts that have tolerances of a few microns. We have total process variation allowed on some of our parts is 1/10 of the thickness of one of your hairs.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, so has to be temperature controlled, and we do some very, very we do some really good things, and it's part of the reason that the plant has a solid reputation for the quality and technology of parts that are delivered, and it's part of the reason that the plant's been able to win critical programs and to grow.
That's wonderful. I'm thinking that, like, these parts, when they're somewhere in the USA, or, they came from Campbellsburg, Indiana, right? Stamped. You mean from Campbellsburg, Indiana.
Yeah, now we have sausage balls, we got pig in the blanket, we got all that. We have dessert. And the desserts wouldn't change.
And there'll
We'd
be
still
some
do turkey
I wonder
slices.
if Penny Miller will make sausage balls for my family.
I could, I'm pretty good.
You'll see her.
I could make you a whole bag. Yeah.
That is like 3 miles.
You make that happen. Or you could just tell her to bring you some when she comes for the fourth time in the next 6 weeks. Yeah. All right. I will say that I don't really have anything on this because we've never done the traditional Thanksgiving tradition.
Okay.
Never.
What do y'all?
Never.
Y'all cater?
Yeah,
Y'all-
no, what we do is we
done that too.
we get up Christmas morning and make sausage balls immediately. Then Sherry makes chocolate biscuits. Okay. So that's every Christmas. There's no variation on that. All right. And then the actual dinner that day could vary wildly. I mean, we've had roast. Sometimes we'll celebrate the fact that because of Christ, as Gentiles, we're the wild branch grafted in and eat some sort of pork dish.
Right.
A ham. We might. Literally, there is no tradition on Christmas Day past sausage balls and chocolate biscuits. The rest of the day, it could be any meal of any kind.
Okay.
Right.
And see, we've always just
We do
done
not
what we
do.
do.
We don't do Thanksgiving again.
Now, we
Never
normally
have.
eat a late lunch. I would call it more of a 3 p.m. kind of deal because we really do a lot. We make, breakfast casseroles, sausage balls, pig in the blanket, all that kind of stuff to kind of wait and eat mid-morning into lunch, and so we've really already eaten lunch because we've eaten all morning, and so then we eat the big sit down. Hey, here we are. Here's the dish. Go through. We got 4 different casseroles.
You're interested in making things, and you have an inquisitive mind.
Yeah.
Then having an opportunity to work in a situation where you're going to be exposed to things and learn things, even if it's not what you want to do for the rest of your life, I think it's a beneficial learning experience, regardless of what you move on to, in your 20s or 30s. So if we can create some opportunities for some kids at the school, we want to try to do that.
I love that.
So it's a little intimidating, though, to hear all of this. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit, okay. But if I walked in there, I could be trained.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, so.
They're not gonna there's a lot of heavy equipment there. They're not gonna let you go on your own, Becky.
Okay.
That hair's gonna have to be put up.
Okay. I'll have to have a bun on top of my head. And
But I love that because you can never have too many opportunities to
I
try
love to
things.
learn. I mean, I think it's fascinating, and I love that that someone would like. This would be completely out of my not knowing anything what I'm doing, but I could be trained, and and I think that's wonderful because especially someone that wants to see if this is their career opportunity for them and see if this is something they want to go into
I love it.
for future.
I'm a fan. I hope it works out for you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it will, and I hope we have a chance to do more things like this.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to put you on the spot, but you're very competitive with the wages, and I know that
Competitive.
competitive, very competitive.
Yes, competitive.
I got up early and made a turkey this
I love
morning,
you.
okay?
Listen,
Did I tell
brought
you?
you coffee.
Okay, 3 a.m. and checking and romancing a turkey, okay?
Thank you, Roman.
I romance my food, and then it kind of turns out good. But anyway, we become one. The turkey and I
Yes.
become one.
Yes.
You perform for me, and I,
Competitive, though, yes.
yeah, competitive. There, yes.
There's no, hey, MPP is no sweatshop.
No, I'm thinking, and all of the great opportunities, and if they, start off and now can you, if I was doing one job and then I see another job that I think I would really like to go to, when it becomes available, I could hop over, right?
Almost, I can only speak for the last 18 months, but over that period of time, both hourly and salary, 90% of our promotions have been internal. I think when you can do things that create opportunities for advancement, it only strengthens the organization. It does have some challenges associated with it as well, but and I think there's even more opportunities for us to do that. I'd like to get an apprenticeship program restarted here at some point.
I love that.
The training and education make a difference. And investing in people pays back. It always has.
Yes.
It's not easy. In a small community like we're in here, it's not easy to bring people in from out of the area or out of state. You have a lot more success growing talent. So it's a good thing to do for people, but it's not the biggest reason we do it. It's the right thing to do for your business. When you can grow people from internally, when you can create opportunities and encourage people to get a degree, to advance themselves, the organization benefits from that. It benefits from that a lot. I think the programs that we put in place 5 or 10 years ago or 15 years ago in Salem benefited that organization as well.
Well, that's the thing. When you invest in your own people, then they feel valued. And, I don't care what line of work you're in. When people feel valued, their loyalty increases because they know they matter. Everyone wants to matter.
Yeah, ultimately, it's a business, right? We're there to make good quality parts that our customers want to buy.
Right.
And the higher the skills that we have in every employee that works there, the better we do that. And that's the key to winning, right? You've got to be able to deliver things that customers want and customers value. And you can enhance and build the skills of the people that work for you in a way that helps you do that better, then you win.
Yeah.
And, winning new business, growing, adding sales, that's what creates job security. It's what ensures that we keep jobs there, that we're not in a position that we're laying people off, that, you can feel like you're in a place that job's still going to be there for you 10 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of our responsibility, is to create that kind of environment.
That comfort, and I think that would, because that would be scary, wondering if there's going to be a layoff, or if there, that's always a scary thing, to know that and to feel that is security. It would feel good, definitely. Yeah. And I do want to say that I've talked to some that have worked there for years, and I'm not just saying this, Paul, but they talk about the environment being such a good environment. You know what I mean? And they're happy to go to work. You know what I mean? And that's what you want, right? Because anytime you get, time's the most precious for anyone. And anytime you get that time, when and they're away from their loved ones coming to work, and you want that environment to be a close-knit family, and to be, they are working, that's called work, a job, you know what I mean? But it still can be a good experience and a nice environment.
Yeah, I think there's the more, the better you can make the workplace, the better off you are. It's still work, right?
Right.
Not very many people would show up if there wasn't a paycheck involved.
Well, right.
That
And
is
that's
why
what
we work,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And why the business exists. But you still want to create a situation where people don't want to hate coming in every day.
Right.
They don't want to get up with, going, I don't know if I can do this again.
Right.
You want people to feel like they come in and they are valued, and what they do makes a difference. You need them, and we do need them. Without the skills and abilities we have in the key people we have in that organization, we wouldn't accomplish what we accomplish. And I genuinely appreciate that.
Definitely. And I think it's beautiful to think about the families, that are, being taken care of, and that's a big responsibility for the company to make sure that you keep everything going, because there's a lot of families, depending on you.
We have a lot of
No pressure,
fathers
Paul.
and children,
Yeah.
and even we have a few third generations.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. I mean,
That's
that's
pretty amazing.
fantastic. Yeah, and that right there tells the story. I mean, right there's, But I think
You get generational, and that's,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. So I do want to remind you that you are hiring, right? And you want to make sure I say that. Yeah, Kim's like sending
Thank
my
you.
way. Yeah.
I'm sure Kim told you that.
Hiring, yes, definitely. Well, and I think it's a great, for someone that wants to start a new career, or maybe they have, done something similar in the past and they want to, expand in that, or something they don't have any knowledge at all, but just want a good job,
Or even like I said, retired and a little bit bored and just want to know what might be there just for a flexible 15, 20, 30 hours a week.
you need to fix numbers off the side.
Definitely. You've got a beautiful facility. Let's talk about that. How nice. I mean, it's really a beautiful campus, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was the lake out front was kind of surprising the first time I drove up there, but
And it is nice.
I'm
It is.
totally jealous of
it's
the
very
lake. I love the
Listen,
lake.
that's you work a hard, sweaty job. It's hard work. Sometimes there's nothing better after that. You grab your sack lunch, your chili, you go sit, you watch the water, it just melts it all away.
So do you have, you got it
I'm a fan
stocked
of
with
water.
fish? You got any fish in there?
I don't know if it was ever stocked or not, but there are fish in there. I'm assuming that must have been how they got there, but we even had a car in it the other day.
Like,
What? Wait, now you gotta tell us what now? Don't name names. You don't have
We
to.
had somebody that was
obviously.
just driving down the highway there and lost track of what they were doing, drove off the road, swerved to miss the sign, and drove their car right into the pond.
How deep is the pond? It's not very deep, is it?
It's about 4 feet deep. It was
Okay,
all the way
my
up to the
biggest fear,
windows.
listen, my biggest fear, and you would think that this would not be, like, I am scared to death of my car going into water and, like, my car, like, being submerged. You've seen those, like, how would you survive? What would you do? Like, that's one of my biggest fears. So when I hear through that, I'm just like, oh my gosh. Did they take the headdress off?
Yeah,
the
they
window?
sent me a photo and said, wouldn't believe what's happening here today. It was on a weekend.
It's never boring. That's what I say. It's never boring.
Oh man, that's.
So did they tow it out?
Yeah.
And did it mess up the bank?
It was
I'm
like,
amazed.
really?
Isn't
Yeah.
there a
Have a pump?
fountain? Is there a fountain in the middle of the pond?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It didn't mess up the fountain, right?
No.
I love the
Oh, that's
fountain.
good.
That was
Yeah.
actually put in, it's not used that way anymore, but it was actually put in for a functional reason. It was it was all the water that we used for process cooling on the furnaces, and so the pond used to be 10 or 20 degrees warmer than the than the outside temperature, and it would always be steaming. But it's been 15 years or so since that's been used for, genuinely used. It was put in for a functional reason.
See, so we do
As a-
have
as a
improvements
cooling.
for the
I
pond.
love that.
That's
No, I had no
genius.
idea. I thought it was just for.
Yeah, I mean, for
Beautiful.
cleanliness and contamination of the system, it hasn't been used for a long time. It's too hard to.
Could we swim in that? You think?
I mean,
I don't-
got a heated. There's a benefit right there.
I know, I know.
We have a heated pond that you can.
You know, we
swim.
are always. Autumn and I are always looking for some kind of swimming pool or swimming.
mean-
Yeah, Autumn and I like to do that.
I'm not the pickiest person, so you probably wouldn't want to judge by me. I mean, I've
Oh,
been,
when I get in now, the car or not.
Jump on in, yeah.
I've been
definitely.
about every river and lake I've been in. I've been on a boat and I've probably swam at one point. So
Great.
it hasn't killed me yet.
Well, you'll have to send us photos of that. I want to see that car. So I'm just thinking. I bet that. Yeah, that's on it. Well, and the person was okay. Let's
Yeah,
make sure
everybody
that
was fine.
we'll have people that'll be like they'll be
The
messaging
person was fine.
or calling.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's fine. Just
The pond is fine. The sign is fine. Everybody's fine.
everybody's back to normal.
Now we
back
can
to normal.
laugh.
No
I had-
harm, no foul.
Yeah.
No, and I had no clue that it was ever used for that, for
Yeah.
something. That's
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't decoration.
Wow, because I just thought, because it is beautiful, and probably I could see me looking at it and admiring it and
Yes.
then going over in it.
Well, but water is very relaxing and calming.
Yeah.
So I just kind of thought it was a nice perk.
Yeah,
Yeah, I definitely love water. There's a lot of people that go out and just sit by the pond
I
or
would.
walk
Yeah.
around at lunch.
Beautiful.
It's a nice little feature to
Yeah.
have that.
Well, Campbellsburg actually is such a beautiful place, and if you get time to walk around and drive around, there's so many beautiful homes. There's
Yes.
so many great, you talk about some of the, I can't use my words this morning.
3 a.m. at turkey time.
I'm telling you right now.
But even the scenery there is so beautiful. It is. I mean, they have some of the prettiest Victorian homes
Oh,
there.
I'm saying the attention to detail. Some of those homes, you don't find that anymore. And if you drive through and you see that, those homes are absolutely stunning. They're gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a quaint little town.
It is definitely, and great people, and
I love that.
It is quaint. It's,
Look at
it's,
Paul's an author and he doesn't even know it.
I know, Paul. I'm gonna have to use your words because I'm having trouble over here with my words. But I think it's a nice place. But I think also it's a nice drive. So I mean, if you're from Paoli, Bedford, Mitchell, Salem, even Pekin, any of the Campbellsburg, Fredericksburg. I mean, it's not that far away actually. A nice drive too. I mean, the drive is not a bad drive at all. And so, it's a good career for someone. And I think anybody listening and thinking about a career opportunity, definitely contact. So would they call, email, or they come and get an application? Or how do you?
They can do any of those things.
Oh,
We
we
try
do
to make it as easy as possible.
We just want you to apply and come work.
That's right. We will spoon feed you. Yes.
So yeah, any of those things is perfectly fine.
Well, what's the website, email, what?
MPPinnovation.com is the website, and that's probably the easiest way you can get the applications. Or you can certainly stop by. There's posters in the lobby. You can there's QR codes you can scan that bring up applications you can fill out online, or you can talk to somebody, real time when you visit.
And you have to be 18, or do you?
Generally, I would say yes, but we
Okay.
have made some exceptions with the high school programs that we're
I
trying
love
to work
that. Yes.
with.
Yeah.
Under 18, you can't run machinery, but we've had people work in the office and,
That's great.
do data entry, pack parts, those kinds of things.
Right. Well, I mean, so there's always, maybe something for everyone, and definitely, I think, for anybody looking for a career opportunity, this is the way to go. So what would be, I guess, Paul, I'm going to put you on the spot here. What,
Last time I'll ever do it, Paul. Last time I'll ever.
yeah, this is, I'm one and done over here. Okay, if we're in an elevator and we're meeting for the first time and you're telling me, about MPP in Campbellsburg, what would be your best selling point of why someone would want to work there?
I think if you're coming out of high school, if you're maybe college isn't right for you right now, you grew up on a farm, you have always worked on things. This is an environment that you can come in, and those skills that you've learned really can be differentiating for you. If you're good at those things, if you're a natural problem solver, there are ways to use those skills in the opportunities and the jobs that we have in a manufacturing environment like this. And if those kinds of things interest you, if you find them exciting or challenging, I think you're gonna. There's a lot more of those opportunities to learn and to use your mind in a manufacturing environment like MPP in Campbellsburg than a lot of the jobs that you're going to go out and get without a degree. So if you want to have an opportunity to prove yourself, you feel like you really have some talent and ability in those areas, I think it's an opportunity that you can come in and work hard and really do well. We have a lot of people that have reached technician level jobs that make a very good living without a college degree, and they have very, very important roles in our plant. They're critical to our long-term success, and I'd love to have a few 18, 19, 20-year-olds coming into the environment that are inspiring to be in those roles 5 years from now or 10 years from now.
So there is moving up opportunities. I mean, you can go up the ladder.
Absolutely.
I love that. I love it.
You know what else I love?
I know. I called it Paul Cook. Thank you so much, and please come back and visit with us. And I am so glad to get you in the studio, and you great with your time this morning. I know, very generous. I know you're a very busy man, and we appreciate that. But I think MPP, I hope that everyone realizes what great opportunities that you provide, and keep up the great work there. And you've got a beautiful facility. You've got beautiful people. And I'm very proud of the whole company. I think you guys are fantastic. Yeah.
Well, and congratulations for growing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That
Well,
really is.
and I got it, and I'm not saying this, and Paul, even if you weren't in the room, I got to hang out with the people, and the people are awesome, and they support each other, and I love that. Everybody was you could tell I was among family, and everybody was so awesome. Yeah, I can't say, it spoke volumes to hang out with everyone and to hear how everybody wanted everybody to succeed and to compliment each other. So, pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, thanks for inviting me. I enjoyed it.
All right, let's thank our sponsors.
All right, Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Upland, Celebrity Home Loans, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Minigun, and Fox Curly Wealth Management. Thank you, and happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Gobble, 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 gobble! This is Jalen Hoare and John Jones. Turkey season is here. Now you have the opportunity to not only stuff your belly, but stuff your pockets. Right now at John Jones, we are looking to buy your car. We're always looking to pick up some new inventory, especially as we come upon the busiest time of the year. And for you men out there, and maybe even some women, I know that you may be participating in No Shave November, but not us here at John Jones, because we are constantly shaving down our prices to give you the biggest savings possible. Check out our inventory online at johnjonesautogroup.com or give us a call at 877-473-5546. And again, I'm Jalen Hoare at John Jones Salem. And remember, you see so many because they paid so little.
Remember when you had your birthday party at McDonald's, playing with your family and friends? enjoying cake and that one-of-a-kind McDonald's food and drink? If you're looking for a fun and safe place to have a party for your children or grandchildren, look no further. Party time is back at McDonald's right here in Salem, Mitchell, and West Baden. That's right, hosted birthday parties are back, baby. Call event coordinator Renee Lewis at 812-788-0126 to schedule your birthday for Salem, Mitchell, or West Baden today. The party includes food and drink for up to 10 guests, with your choice of white or chocolate cake, ice cream for each child, a gift for the birthday boy or girl, goodie bags for each child, and a festive decorated party area. Parties at Salem allow children to play, while the McDonald's in Mitchell and West Baden will feature age-appropriate games. Let McDonald's make your child's next birthday party stress-free for you and fun for them. Call Renee at 812-788-0126 today and get your next party on the schedule at McDonald's.
Coffee with friends, family dinners, watching the grandkids play soccer on Saturdays, church on Sundays. Sounds pretty normal, but COVID is still there, and if you aren't vaccinated, you're still at risk. We're almost back to normal. Let's give it a shot. Call Hoosier Uplands Economic Development Corporation today at 812-849-4457 to learn more. Let's give back to normal a shot.
Attention seniors, Salem McDonald's has started Senior Tuesdays. Every Tuesday from 2 to 5, seniors receive 25% off their purchase. This offer is not valid with any other offer, and only between the hours of 2 and 5. There's always something to celebrate with McDonald's, with their fresh, hot breakfast, hot cakes, bacon, and eggs, and their bagel sandwiches to everyone's favorite Big Mac and Quarter Pounder. And birthday celebrations are back in Salem, Mitchell, and French Lick with Renee. Stop by today and find out all the great ways to celebrate with McDonald's. And don't forget, let your favorite senior know about Senior Tuesdays from 2 to 5. I'm loving it.
Do you dread the alarm clock? Do you feel like you haven't slept when you hit the snooze? Do others complain about your snoring? Treating adults, children, and teens, Dr. Emily Servance with Schneck Sleep Medicine is specially trained to help you get the most restful sleep possible. Snoring, restless legs, sleep apnea, night terrors, insomnia, all common signs of a sleep disorder. If you think you have a sleep problem, talk to your physician about a referral to Schneck Sleep Medicine. Schneck Sleep Medicine, schneckmed.org.
Dr. Minigun invites you to her new high-tech office in Salem at 1350 South Jackson Street. Her office is a part of Dr. Brad Black's Eye Associates, regarded as one of the leading eye care centers in the United States. The combined practice eye doctors and surgeons have helped thousands of people enjoy better vision. Dr. Mindy Gunn is committed to excellence because the people from Kentucky turn to her for answers, and patients turn to Dr. Gunn for the best eye care treatment available. If you're experiencing vision problems or having problems with your current glasses or contacts, give her a call today at 812-896-1717. Dr. Mindy Gunn is seeing patients for the latest in advanced eye care. You can get glasses, contacts, or prescription sunglasses. Come visit Dr. Gunn at Dr. Black's Eye Associates in their new high-tech paperless office today. They are closed on Mondays, open Tuesday 9 to 6, Wednesday 8 to 5, Thursday 9 to 6, Friday 8 to 5, and every other Saturday 8 to noon. Most insurances are accepted and affordable payment options can be worked out with you. To schedule your next eye appointment, again, call 812-896-1717. You'll be glad you did, and she'll be glad to take care of your eyes.
Have you ever thought you'd like to buy and sell houses but didn't know how or where to get the money? My name is Ron LeGrand, and over the past 40 years, I've bought over 3,000 houses without using my money or credit.
It was 1994 and radio was such a bore. Every station that you heard sounded so lame. Then came two good old boys breaking through that static noise, and my radio ain't never been the same. It's a very funny thing how they make us laugh and sing. I'm so glad they proved all of those critics wrong. You got Rick and you got Bubba, man, there just ain't no other. From Alabama to the world, still going strong.
Everybody, here we go.
Man, I love to sing that Rick and Bubba.
Everybody, Rick and Bubba. Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba. A brand new hour from the No Name Studio out on the bleeding edge of technology. From sweet home Alabama to the world. The gang's all here. Speedy, the real Greg Burgess, Helmsy, Eddie Van Adler, and welcome back. There's Bill Bubba Bussey.
Rick, glad to be here, honored and privileged, and remember, we only ask for 5 hours each and every day.
Greg, since you never update us like we wish you would with Helmsy and the gang, and for me to know, are you appearing anywhere this week?
I am not.
Okay, Greg, you're out. All right. So we'll tell you this from the manchurch.com, a couple of man churches this week. As we're getting down to wrapping up another year, look for Andrew Varvutis, Northside Baptist Church, Jasper, Alabama. That's 104.7 WZZK. And Varvutis will be there for their next man church, and you can go there and hear his message, which I encourage you to do. And you can plug into one of our small groups, and they're going through, I think, our second curriculum. The Real Men curriculum, I think. But anyway, you can get into one of the small groups there at Northside Baptist Church in Jasper. Then, on the 19th, this weekend, Scott Dawson will be kicking off the men's discipleship strategy at Sand Spring Baptist Church, Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. And Scott Dawson will be there kicking that off this weekend. So find those both at themanchurch.com and get your tickets for the first ever Man Church Conference coming February 24th and 25th to Greg and our hometown, Oxford, Alabama, at the Performing Arts Center. We're excited about that. Tickets are moving rapidly. They're great gift ideas, ladies, for the men on your Christmas list. They're reserved seats, so that makes it a lot less hassle for your group. A lot of churches are sending, like our church, we bought a group of tickets, and we're handing those off to the men of our church to go as a trip. A lot of people making that their next gathering, coming from all over. If you're doing the strategy, or even if you're not, might be a great opportunity for you to get introduced to it and have a great conference. The February 24th, 25th, as we told you, February is men's ministry premier month because football and deer season's over, and baseball and turkey season has not begun. So there you go, and we'd love to see you coming up in 2023. Just look for the link there at themanchurch.com. All right, so Bubba, I want to report something from the
Rick, I'm sorry, I'm looking at Florida football playoff bracket.
Yeah, well, and we thank Craig for bringing that to our attention. So I have something going on that I don't know how to stop, and I'm trying to stop from doing. You know how sometimes if your wife says, "I wish you would stop doing this," and then you make an effort to stop it, but you can't seem to get it under control.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with that.
And so first of all, this past weekend, I told you that Sherry and I were at the farm, and down there we have Camp House, which is about to get into full-blown business. And at Camp House, I keep things, at Camp House, I've got everything you need to function, for an overnight stay, to be done. I've got it all.
You got it organized the way you want it.
The way I want it.
Right.
Well, it was interesting because Camp House gets made fun of a lot by Sherry, and thinking that we live like animals over there, which we don't. We keep it clean. It's a very schizophrenic house because it's basically made up of every piece of furniture, chair, table, whatever knick-knack that Sherry didn't want. We just throw it in Camp House.
Yeah, Camp House. Chairs don't have to go back.
And there's all kinds. I love it when
you got a recliner in front of a fireplace. That's all you need. If it vibrates, even better.
You know one thing I'm really proud of is when you step through those front doors, you look directly ahead and you see written, if God didn't want us to eat animals, He wouldn't have made fun of me. And then you're in a different place.
Welcome home. Yep.
So anyway, so Sherry, when she went down there to get the little we call it the little White House. It isn't a she shack and whatever. I'm allowed to go over there, for basic things.
I love you got her house.
Yeah, right. And so I was, allowed to stay in the little White House because we were down there for the weekend. Well, Sherry says, "Well, I'm a little deep cleaning today." Every time she ended up needing something, she would go, "Well, over at my house, I don't have this. Do you have one?" I go, "Oh, yeah, we have that." Yeah. And hey,
what's that up?
Hey, I need aluminum foil for this thing I'm preparing. I said, "Oh, you don't have aluminum foil here?" We got over at Camp House. And I'd go over there. Her vacuum cleaner wasn't working. Do you have a vacuum cleaner at Camp House? Don't have a vacuum cleaner at Camp House. Of course I do.
I got a shop vac.
Right. Hey, you know what? My coffee maker's not working. What's wrong with my coffee maker? Well, one of Camp House works fine. And so I kept coming through with things from Camp House. But anyway, so part of it on the vacuuming, Sherry has told me that I have to stop scaring her. And
Like,
I don't
what
know
do you
if
mean,
like
scary?
this is what happens. It happens to us all the time.
Like walking through the house.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll walk in, I'll go, hey, wow! And she does this thing, wow! And I'm like, what? Don't you know I live here? You got to let me know you're coming in here. I didn't know you were going to. I said, honey, I live here.
You can't hear me walking.
I'm
you
here.
know?
I'm here all the time. And I said, what do you want from me? You know, she'll be in the laundry room, and I'll sit and have her and go, hey, wow! And I'm like, how do you know I'm not here?
We have the same thing.
Do you have this?
Yeah, oh yeah. And Betty
Y'all got it
blames
too, Greg? Is this a common
Betty,
thing?
Betty blames
Wow!
it
It's
on
the same screen?
Betty blames it on her brother that used to scare her all the time when she was little.
Ah.
And anytime you come around the corner, I mean, it's so strange. Like, and my worst fear is at night. Like you've gone to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
And I hear Betty coming to the bathroom. I like flip the lights on, start announcing I'm here,
Right.
I'm here.
Okay.
And sometimes she'll still scream.
I know. Well, here's what happened on that point.
If the blow dryer's running, don't want
Okay, all right. Here's what happened. So I have to go come through again because Camp House is ready for action. And in Sherry's house, I got to be honest with you, we came. If it weren't for Camp House, this weekend would have been a disaster. And I made her. I said. So anyway, I brought our vacuum cleaner over to her house, and she's using the vacuum cleaner. Well, I know what's happened. I've gone out, I'm doing stuff. Well, I need to enter the house, and I can hear the vacuum cleaner. So I get to the front door, and I go, Jerry! Now keep in mind, this house is about as big as this studio.
Yeah.
It's not much. This studio may be bigger.
I think so.
It is bigger.
Yeah.
It's about the size of just this right here. None of these rooms could be involved. I mean,
There's yard barns big.
It's a tiny little house.
Yeah.
And so I get at the door, and I'm going, I'm now entering. Oh, honey, Sherry, do you hear? I'm entering. I'm coming in the house. Oh, Sherry.
Well, now you know what's going
Now
on.
I got to get in. Then I step in the house. Sherry, I'm in the house. She is from me to Helmsy. There's a wall, but we're about that.
You're doing it.
And I'm like, hey, I'm here. And Sherry is an intent. She vacuums. I'm talking about she's vacuuming like this. and like the dirt's going, oh no, it's her again. And I'm like, Sherry, I'm in the house. And I'm thinking, here I go again.
Here, you knew it was going on.
And finally she goes, hey baby, wow! and I'm like, I tried. I
You
was
tried
hollering,
fast.
wow! And I'm like,
Let me tell you what
And then get mad about it.
I know.
Then get mad about it.
I think all the ladies are that way to some degree. Now they love watching a lot of these murder movie things, and then they act that way. What I have done,
right.
if I see the cord to the vacuum in the same scenario, I will unplug it, make the vacuum go dead, and then I'll say, "Hey, I'm here."
Okay.
That's not bad.
Because when the vacuum goes dead, they immediately start trying to figure out
You see a
what
little
happened.
spark again.
They can't hear us
Oh,
over the
yeah.
vacuum. And I tried that. I was trying to be louder than that vacuum. They can't hear.
Yeah, it
blow
won't
dry
work.
same.
It won't
And
work.
what about when you know it's about to happen? What about when you know it's about to happen? You know, I love it. Well,
Now,
it's the exact same script. It's not very long. It's just a quick.
Yeah.
It's a little blur. And
jump.
I
Jump.
said, Sherry, do you realize how many times somebody would have had to been after you?
Yeah.
Nobody has been after him that much.
Yeah. Encountering people.
And,
that
and the
yeah.
opposite with me, I don't scream, but I go into full defense like I'm about to punch somebody.
Yeah.
If I get
Close
scared. Or like if I'm working on something and Betty will walk up behind me. Most of the time I hear it. But if she walks up behind me and touches me, I'm turned around with a wrench. I'm ready.
Yeah.
But I never scream.
We're sweeping out the barn, thinking of you because you love barns.
Yes.
All I did was walk into the area where the vehicles are. I've just left the barn, stepped down into the garage, come back in. Wow! And I'm like,
You're just here.
I was just here. Who do you think it is? You think I was slaughtered? Never didn't make any noise.
It didn't take long.
Yeah, right. I never fought. They got me. Somehow killed me instantly.
Within 10
With
seconds.
no noise. Not even my falling you could hear. And now they're coming to get you. Who are these people after you? Ah! Yeah, so I don't know what to do about it. I keep announcing my arrival. See, y'all have this too.
Yeah.
It happens to me a lot.
Yeah. I get in trouble.
I get in
Claims
trouble.
I do it on purpose, which I don't.
I get in trouble for purposely scaring
Now
Terry.
that's different. See, I'm not even on purpose.
the pantry.
I don't purposely scare. It's bad enough as it is.
Hey, baby! Ah!
We'll be right back.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.
A Attention, all you coffee drinkers. There's a brand new brew that you definitely want to make part of your daily ritual. If you enjoy delicious, good coffee like us, My Coffee needs to be your new drink. It's organic, which is so important because if not, then it contains chemicals banned in this country decades ago. You've heard us talk about My Pillow for years on this show, and now they've got My Coffee direct from the mystore.com website. Go to mystore.com, enter the code BUBBA to save 25% off your order of My Coffee, or find a link at rickandbubba.com. All right, folks, you've heard us talking about what Relief Factor can do for your pain for several years now. If you struggle with occasional aches and pains due to aging, exercise, everyday living, consider this. Relief Factor is 100% drug-free. It's made up of ingredients that simply help your own body deal with its natural inflammatory response. And we kid you not, Relief Factor is for real. And the majority of people who ordered the 3-week quick start for just $19.95 go on to order more. Try it at relieffactor.com or rickandbubba.com under the sponsor.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey, Wisconsin.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you